So, by the next topic, Shane van Gisbergen, 2024 rookie driver, speeding out a few top 10s in oval tracks, comes to race 13 in Portland, Oregon, in a road course race, passes out Justin Allgaier in a restart to win his first race. But then come a week later in Sonoma in race 14, he backpedals leading 32 laps in a 79-lap race to pick up his second win. And he was leading the race early too, but lost it, but got it back 11 laps later due to a restart after driver number 2 was Jesse Love, was spun. And then he wins in Chicago in race 18. He hasn't been doing all great when it comes to road courses. It's even crazy that Shane van Gisbergen lost the lead. After he led laps from lap 18, he lost in lap 19. But then another caution comes out with 3 laps to go, and he takes it away from Jesse Love. And other drivers pass him, and others just, he loses a bunch of positions. And Gisbergen gets the final laps, wins the race, gets his 3rd win this year. And for the last laps, like, it's funny of how any of this is just going crazy. Like, he's only had 5 top 5 finishes, 6 top 10s. He finished 3rd in Atlanta in the second race. 4th race, he finished 6th. Went on to have some interesting top 20 positions, better than Howie Deegan, which I don't know why she's doing bad. He finished 4th in Indianapolis Xfinity race, so he's doing okay. But what makes this a problem is that, like I said, we have races in Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington. So the first race in the playoffs in race 24, which will also be races in Cup Series as well, will start in Atlanta. And then the second race in the round of the first round will be Watkins Glen. Just imagine if Gisbergen wins that race, it's going to be a huge problem. Because the next race will be in Bristol for the end of round 1. And the person that should have deserved to be in the next round is going to be taken away because of what Shane van Gisbergen did. So you come to Kansas. So the second round, we start in Kansas. The second race in the second round will be Talladega. Who knows? And the final race in the second round is Charlotte. Road course. Just imagine if he wins that race too, he's going to make it to the round of 6 or round of 8. God knows what round of drivers are. I don't pay attention to much of Xfinity and truck drivers of who's in the round of what. But yeah, we get to the eliminator round with 4 more races left. And the final round on, the second final round, race 30, will be in Las Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville. If Gisbergen recovers from that, barely, he'll get a shot for Phoenix in the final 4. But, dude, Gisbergen is not an oval race driver. He's like Marcus Ambrose, a guy that could win races in road courses. Like if I could look him up, like in 2011, Marcus Ambrose pulled out some crazy strings in his career. Because, guys, Marcus Ambrose is a driver that can squeak away dangerous competition. Marcus Ambrose is the first Australian driver to become a NASCAR Cup winner, even winning Xfinity races and such at his time. He's been great. Even his 5 Xfinity wins from 2008 to 2014, running part-time races at the time schedules, were 4 wins in Watkins Glen, 2008, 9, 10, and 14. In 2011, he won the Montreal race, the famous race in the circuit Gilles in Villeneuve, and how that race went on. But, dude, everything else with his career, he won on the race in Watkins Glen by that huge, horrific crash in the final lap. He battles in a battle for first place in the 2012 Watkins Glen race when he was battling in final positions with Brad Keselowski, the championship that year, and how they battled for final position there and how that race ended. Awesome. Yeah, it just goes to show you what crazy racing has done. He ran a couple more seasons doing some okay stuff. He got several top 10 finishes, and he even got a few interesting top 5 finishes during his final year in 2014. And those top 5 finishes were finishing 5th in Bristol, 5th in Martinsville, which is hilarious, and 2nd in Watkins Glen, of course. So surprising how he got those top 5s. But yeah, so yeah, not much of a career to talk about for Marcos Ambrose, but he did prove himself. But can you imagine? Like, guys, Shane Van Gisbergen, the first New Zealand driver to win a NASCAR Race Cup Series in his first ever start as a NASCAR driver since 1963, when Johnny Rutherford won the Daytona dual races that used to be points-paying races back then. How crazy is this that Shane Van Gisbergen is... I just don't see him being a NASCAR Cup champion or even barely being an Xfinity champion, but due to the luck and the schedules that's racing this year, it's possible. At the end of the day, guys, I do see this being a little bit of a factor here, but even though he's 13th in the points, it's a problem. So, of course, I'm a little bit deterred by this. Who knows? Who knows?